Today we're doing Castle Hot Springs. We think this is supposedly an alternate back way to Crown King, so that's what we're going for. We're gonna come up here to where the pavement ends, then we're gonna air down a little bit and let it rip and see where it takes us. This is a long track that I'm doing today, circling all the way back around to right around where Bloody Basin hits 17. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, this looks good. I'm gonna stop right away and air down because I just want to have a nice ride. So I'll check back in a second. All right, we're aired down and on the go. This is a really long track. I'm going to share it at the end, like what the whole track is, and taking the alternate back way to Crown King. I'm by myself today, so I didn't want to try the back way to Crown King proper, doing the alternate route, because the regular route, it would have a lot of traffic on the weekend, so I wouldn't feel so bad flying solo, but I'm flying solo, so we're going to try to just step out easy and just have some fun and get back on some of these roads and just have a good time. You know, this is really easy section of it, but when I get onto the alternate route proper, I'm going to shoot a lot more video. But this, you know, unless I see something that's, you know, like a really nice view or something like that, you know, I'm probably just going to keep it. I'm still in two-wheel drive even on this, and I probably will be for a little while. But yeah, we'll see where this takes us and have some fun while we're at it. This is a cool section in through here. We're going into like a little canyon area. This is awesome right here. So far this road's been totally easy. I went into 4 high just because there's a few like just steeper sections, but it's still a graded road like this, so not a big deal. I just prefer to use gearing over riding brakes when I can, so it's just personal preference, and you should too. This is beautiful back here though. It looks like there's mini mining operations or something off to the sides here. Just kind of taking a look. Wow, kind of looks like somebody's boondocking, but that might actually even be a house, like somebody's house. Okay.
Come on, spill the tea. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea. Yeah. Ooh, all right. Woo. This is light work. Come on.
So this is a cool little section, and just something to mention, there is quite a few spots where it's more or less single track and there's really limited sight distance. So in those situations, I tend to slow down a pretty good amount. You know, if I really can't see what's in front of me and it's very single tracky. In fact, it looks like from the tire tracks that I'm seeing, it seems like there's a lot of side-by-sides that use this route. You know, like in some of the tighter sections where there's some tight turns and stuff where I'm gonna definitely slow down, like this, this rutted section, it really looks like it's more or less side-by-side width and not necessarily you know, full-size vehicle width. So just something to think about. But this trail so far is doable. I mean, in addition to loving off-roading, I really like nature stuff too. So it's kind of my thing. Last night when I was camping at Lake Pleasant, a skunk came through my camp, and I was like, what is that really a skunk? Which, by the way, if a skunk comes through your camp, it's good luck. I have no idea why. That's just what I heard. It's good luck. I think it just keeps other little varmints kind of away. But this one didn't really smell bad or anything, and it was, the entire back of it was white, almost like a white shell with white on top of the tail and then dark underneath. And it's a pretty common species in Arizona. I'd never seen one like that before, but it was cool. But that little dude was right up against the wall of my tent, and like I saw his little tail sticking up above where there was like fabric and then the screen for the door, and I just tapped the screen and was like shh, and it just kind of cruised away like, all right, I'm moving on. And then there was a ton of burros. Oh my god, they were everywhere. But it was cool. Just camping by the lake, and every now and then a little breeze would kick up and you hear the water sloshing on the shore. Very peaceful, very pleasant night. Got a little breezy, you know, late in the evening and stuff, but that's all right. You know, it's fun. It was nice. This is a pretty little section here. I think, you know, for a lot of this road, I'm just gonna record but not really narrate, and mainly it's because this is a long track I'm taking today, and I kind of want to listen to a little bit of music, but there's so much beauty here. I do want to film a good amount of it, and I just don't have that much to say all the time. I mean, I'm a pretty, I don't know, keep to myself kind of person, so it's actually been really hard for me to film stuff because I don't know if I'm camera shy or what, but you know, my wife has hounded me for years. You got to start videoing stuff. You do some of the coolest stuff. And I'm like, all right, but then I go to flip on the camera and I get really shy. So it is what it is, you know. Like, whoever wants to bear with me, thank you. But man, I just love doing this stuff. Just getting back here and exploring and discovering, and all these so there's these really tall stringy things right up here on the right. It's called Devil's Walking Stick, or some people call it Devil's Club. But right now it's all greened up and in bloom and everything, and oh my god, they're so beautiful. Because I'm used to seeing them, this is my first like springtime here. You have more off to the left. I'm used to seeing them all brown with just the nasty spikes, which is why it gets the name Devil's Walking Stick, because those thorns are no joke on those things. Everything here has thorns on it, but man, they're pretty serious. Like you wouldn't want to accidentally bump into one of those things. It's gonna take its pound of flesh from you. But man, this is just so nice. Here's a section right here. It's a little steep, but it's totally doable. It's a little steep and bumpy. I was just trying to keep a steady pace. Unless there's like some huge rock or something, then I'll slow it a little bit, but then just kind of pick it up to keep everything nice and smooth. So I hit this spot and I got to go left, but to the right it's a little bit steep, so I'm going for it. I just want to try it. Oh, this ain't bad. All right. I thought it was going to be way hairier than that. It totally wasn't. That's all right. You got to try stuff, but not too much stuff because I'm by myself and there's no trees to winch off of. At least here. Maybe in another spot there it'll be steep, but then there's a nice big tree I could winch myself up if I had to. Oh, this section's a little challenging. This is the first sort of, like, I would say little bit rocky, ledgy, but it's still, it's not much, but it's a little bouncy. That's all right. Get a little variety in our day. Yeah. The camera tends to make it not look as hard as it is, or you're just seeing all the bouncing and you're like, oh man, I don't know if I could take my vehicle on that. That was totally fine. You could take anything on that and down this. Just, you know, take your time and go slow, because if you try to blast through something, your shocks compress, and then that's how you can eat a differential and, you know, do fun stuff to the undercarriage of your vehicle. But this is fine. I'll tell you what, I'll probably be really tired after this, because this is a lot of driving, a lot of paying attention, a lot of being careful in certain spots, and it's long, so we'll see. This is absolutely beautiful down here. So I just came over a crest and down into this little area, and just check out all the pine trees and The road's a little rough. We're still in like shimmy shake mode, but look at all these trees. It is spectacular. You know, and this is one of the things about the desert. You know, you go from one climate to another. You know, just have all this diversity. I really like it. It's one of the things that made me kind of fall in love with this area too, is, you know, I'm not that far from where I live in Phoenix, and there's this. This is incredible. See a lot around the Phoenix area where it's kind of like road, like washboard road-ish, and then, you know, you get into some technical sections, and this has been the opposite. This has been like a lot of you know, little places that are a little rougher. You just can't cruise through them, and then you get a little break here and there with like a little bit of a smoother section. But man, it's so much fun. Oh, here we go. I've had to take a couple breaks. Here we're coming down into Crown King, which is a really cool little, I think it's considered a town, but it kind of looks a little more like a village. There's a lot of diverse structures down in this area, including a tree house. If it shows on camera, I'm going to kind of pick it out. It's pretty cool. But I was really impressed with this little village town area. And it was just cool to kind of, you're just tucked away, you know, in this little valley, and you just see people are living back here, you know, and traveling these roads back and forth and stuff. Not necessarily the way I came from, because once we leave this town, it starts to get a lot more like a dirt-ish, gravel-ish road. I mean, there's a couple of rough sections, but then it smooths right out, and this road actually eventually connects with Bloody Basin Road. And here's a section here that's where it starts outside of town, and it's pretty much this with a couple of hilly switchbacks here and there, but it's kind of like this all the way out to Bloody Basin Road. And then Bloody Basin Road is a dirt washboard road that takes you out to like Route 17, which is a main highway that leads, you know, to and from Phoenix, you know, north of town and stuff like that. So, but this is a cool shelf road in its own right, and it's got some skinny sections where it's 1 lane wide, but luckily on this road there's a lot of pullover sections, like you can see one coming up on the right here. So there's a lot of that, so it's not too sketchy, but it's a very beautiful area, mountains and valleys, and it's just fantastic. I'm really enjoying this road trip a lot.